Yes, sir, man. Welcome back, man. No moral victories. We in the building, man. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me how you feel. Today we got JJ Redick talking about should the OKC Oklahoma City Thunder make a move this season? Should they make a big trade this season? Let's see, man. Subscribe right now. Well, come on, man.
Other Western Conference team I want to touch on with Oklahoma City. They are currently number 2 in the West. They've got a top 10 offense, number 9 offensively. They got a top 6 defense, number 6 defensively, number 3 net rating. By all accounts, this team is ahead of schedule. Ahead of schedule.
I would agree.
And on top of that, they've got a treasure trove of draft picks. Like, they are as well positioned as any team to make a big move. Should they? Are they close enough? Right
Should they make a move?
now, would they be close enough with one big move to potentially be a championship level team this year?
I guess some of that's going to be dependent on who we're talking about, right? And that's always the case. You're going to weigh the risk reward of going after a certain guy in this spot because you know nobody's putting them on that top tier yet, right? But clearly, like, okay,
There's something there.
you got to pay attention
There's something there. They on their way. We see how Shea's playing.
going on here, right?
Yeah.
And some of their pieces, like the Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren's of the world, and how good they become as two-way players this fast
It's fast. Exactly.
to go with one of the best offensive players in the league.
Shea.
Yeah, okay, let's start paying attention to them. So that risk reward of how much do we give up to get who? You have to have a specific name, and then you kind of start to. For me, I would analyze it that way. Let's calibrate this deal based on what that guy is going to do in terms of moving them. Do you think they're one guy away? Like if they add a perennial all-star caliber wing, 20-point scoring type wing, like with some size and length.
I think they are. I think they are that one player away plus a backup center. So I think they are one starting position away, high level scorer. Like he said, 20 points. Plays good defense. I think that's one key component, and also they are also I would say a backup big man away as well.
I've seen this on Twitter for the last 5 to 7 days. The marketing thing is really interesting to me. It's really interesting to me.
That's
And
nice.
on top of that,
That is nice. That is nice. That's
I was
nice.
surprised when I looked up their
That's nice.
starting lineup. Pedestrian in
Yeah.
terms of their offense.
Yeah.
They have a 3.4 net rating, 109.9 offensive rating. They're fine defensively. Markkanen to me would be a pretty damn good fit. Again, you get
I
more
like that
positional
fit.
size at the 4. I think his ability to stretch and shoot, his ability to rebound, he can score inside. I think the fit with him, and of course, Giddey's the odd man out.
Mhm.
Let's be honest. Giddey's the odd
I agree. Giddy is the odd man out. Giddy is. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
man out there. And he hasn't been good this year.
No.
And you obviously have to wonder all
Yeah.
the stuff weighing on him right now
Sure.
with the ongoing investigation for both the league and the Newport Beach Police. But the idea of Shea,
That boy's an
Lou
animal.
Dort, Jalen Williams, Markkanen, and Chet Holmgren, that's a pretty
Oh.
damn good lineup. And the pieces, I think, all fit
Say it again.
Chet Holmgren. But the idea of Shea, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Markkanen, and Chet Holmgren,
Ooh.
that's a pretty damn good lineup.
That's a good lineup.
And the pieces,
No
I think,
lie.
all fit.
No lie.
I'm not of the camp that they should go out and get a Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan if the Bulls.
How about a Siakam?
I don't like the Levine, DeMar, or like he just said Siakam. I don't like those three fits for the OKC. Those are my favorite
I think
three.
the OG Siakam thing, I think that makes sense too. I just
OG would have been a good fit, but he's a New York Knick now.
I love the fit of Markkanen because of the shooting, specifically because of the shooting.
Yeah, because you're talking about a guy that brings a dynamic off of a guy like Shea, like a two-man game with Shea.
Yeah.
And Markkanen.
It's also
pick and
it's
pop
also
game.
it's also the off ball stuff that Will Hardy uses with Markkanen. Just in terms he played that year at the 3 in Cleveland and sort of by default had to move.
I think Laurie Markin, I think his to be in the NBA, not to be in the NBA, but to be this level of player, I think he is a small forward. That's just me saying that. And a little, a little tweener, a little bit of power forward.
A little bit more.
I'll say
And
more
with
small
Utah,
forward
they're
than
running
power
him off
forward.
staggers, and he's shooting off the like that
Yes.
adds another
They can do
layer
that.
to Oklahoma City's offense. And maybe they don't do anything. Maybe they don't. They just ride it out with this group and hope Giddey, plays better as the season progresses. But to me, they're that good right now.
Yeah.
They seem awfully close with the right piece. The right piece, Tim.
So
Yes, I would agree that OKC, they are right there. They're a great team, but I wouldn't put them in a list of contenders to win a championship for this season. Yes to the playoffs, first round, second round, but I don't see them getting any further than that. For sure, not really taken too serious as a championship contender this season, as of their roster right now.
maybe then what they do, an organization like this that's got this franchise guy to build around in it, and it's like happening, like the pieces fit. Maybe
He is that guy.
Yo,
Shea is that
definitely.
guy.
maybe you ride this out and see where does this end up this year. Maybe you have a better gauge for how close you are, what you actually need if you run into a Denver, a Laker team, a Phoenix team, whatever it may be. And maybe you win around and it tells you more that you're closer than you think. Maybe.
I agree 100% with what he's saying. I think they should wait till the end of this year to see what they got and see, who steps up in the playoffs, what teams are doing what against them and things like that to figure it out. So I agree they should wait until the end of this season to make a trade or free agency pickup.
You
Stay
lose the
tuned.
first round to one of those teams and you're exposed in a certain way to crystallize more clearly exactly the type of thing we need to go get. So I think there's a lot of value in kind of waiting this out this year and seeing where it ends up. Like, where does this road end this year?
Right.
And you are much clearer about what your weaknesses are and what you think you need to add. And also, there's just going to be, by the end of the year, probably more names we're not even mentioning right now
Correct.
might get into the mix that you can go get.
A few things. So, number one, I want to be clear. These were actual reports by an NBA journalist. I'm not just throwing Markkanen's name out there because I saw it on a random Twitter thing. Like this was a report that Markkanen now is not untouchable. And I'm not saying the Jazz. This is not coming from the Jazz.
I remember last season Markkanen was untouchable. Now he's available. I'm curious to see where he ends up. I do like OKC.
I'm not speculating on that. But when the report came out, I thought to myself, oh, if Markkanen would be available, OKC has the picks and the assets to make it work. That's intriguing to me. So I want to say that. Second thing, your point is very well taken from me. We did a DraftKings Islands in the League episode last year on in-season trades that led to a championship in the history of the NBA. There's a handful of them.
Right.
A handful of them. So Oklahoma City is as well positioned as any franchise. They just got their new arena deal approved. They've got one of the youngest teams in the NBA, a couple of them on team-controlled rookie-scale contracts. They don't need to rush. Shea, their best player, still kind of just entering his prime.
Yeah.
They don't need to rush. So that point.
All right, man. Let me tell you what I think OKC should do. I think they should wait till the end of this season to let it all play out to see what they got. Because I think the core of the team moving forward is going to be Shea. Of course, you got Chet, Lou Dort, and then Shea, Chet, Lou Dort. Damn, who's the one I'm missing? Hold on, y'all. And Jalen Williams. My fault, y'all. And Jalen Williams. So Shea, Chet, Jalen Williams, and SGA, Chet, Jalen Williams. Why am I messing up on these four? So it's Shea, Chet, Jalen Williams, and Lou Dort. Those are the four locked in moving forward. I think those are the core piece of the team that will not be moved. So with that being said, I think the OKC Thunder, they need to fill in that role that Josh Giddey shooting guard position, but I think they should fill it with the person who could play, from the 2, 3, and a little bit of the 4, I think they should go and see what that could do. And also another thing they need, I think, is the backup center. They need a backup center behind Chet. on that bench. So let me give y'all a quick. Let me tell y'all some backup centers first. They should go and target. I think I'm gonna start off with. I'm gonna start off. I think they should target Mitchell Robinson from New York Knicks. He hasn't been playing. He's very unhappy with his role. I think he'll be a great backup center. A great backup center. Another one. I'm gonna say Onyeka Okongwu from Atlanta. He is still young. He will be a nice backup center. You know, they're playing him and Clint Capella. I don't know who's playing backup to who, but I think one of them. I think Onyeka, he's a former first rounder, but he could develop into that nice backup center or even starting center one day, however you want to play it, a nice trade piece or whatever you want to do along the way. Another person who I would love to see in OKC is Isaiah Stewart from the Detroit Pistons, man. I think he will bring that toughness. He will bring everything that they need off the bench. Bully ball, set of good screens, roll into the basket. That protecting the paint. Hey, he's not afraid to go chase somebody down and fight somebody, man. We've seen that before. He's a great player. Um, This other player, I don't know if this is gonna work, but he's kind of paid a little bit. I like Daniel Gafford as well from Washington, from the Washington Wizards. He's kind of higher priced, but I think he will fill a nice role for OKC off the bench. I know he's a starter, but these starters that are on sorry teams, you could find a player on these sorry teams that would do good service for your team. So I think he will be a nice backup center, rebounds, block shots, runs the lane, things like that. And the last backup center, I would say y'all know him, former college player of the year, Oscar Shibwe from Indiana Pacers, man. He's in the G League two-way player right now, but I think he will be a nice backup center. Um, Rebounds, I don't know about him now that I'm thinking about it. Not really too much of rim protection, but he rebounds and he'll sturdy with the screens and everything like that. I don't know too much about. I don't know about Oscar Shibwe as a matter of fact. So I like these four though: Mitchell Robinson, Daniel Gafford, Onyeka Okongwu, and Isaiah Stewart. I like those to be looked at for the OKC Thunder next season. I don't think they should do any moves this season. And speaking of next season, this player I think should really go to the OKC Thunder, man. He's gonna be a free agent next season. I'm talking about a small forward right now. I think Kawhi Leonard needs to go to the OKC Thunder, man. That's just a perfect fit right there, I think, for the starting lineup. You got Shea, Lou Dort, Kawhi, Chet, Jalen Williams. Come on, man. Don't tell me that five ain't nice like that, man. I think they should go get Kawhi in free agency next year. I think he's a great player that will fit with them, and they're ready to win. They already have a culture. They know who's the player over there. They know Shea is the guy. Chet is coming up. I think that's a great fit for him. He'll fit right in. Another player I think that will fit a nice role over there. OKC. I'm gonna say I like this player from New Orleans, man. Trey Murphy. I like Trey Murphy from New Orleans to fit in OKC. Great. He's a great shooter. Plays defense, blocks shots very athletic, young player as well. So it'll be another young player, but I think he will have a great role on that team. I think he can fit a great role on that team. So Trey Murphy, I like as well. And the last one I'm gonna say, this one is he's kind of he just got paid a lot of money, a lot. Devin Vassell from San Antonio, man. I think he would be a great player over there at OKC. I think that fits more of his style, up tempo. Let's run. Let's get these threes off the fast break. I like Devin Vassell, and he can create his own shot to help Shea do his thing as well, and he can play defense. So I like. Let me run those back. These three names that I like as the small four, as the I wouldn't say necessarily small forward, but they could fit that shooting guard, small forward, and a small ball power forward role. So I'm gonna say Kawhi Leonard, Trey Murphy, Devin Vassell. Let me know what y'all think, man. Should OKC make a trade? And I like Lauri Markkanen as well. That was a great name they brought up as well. I think he fits perfect as well, man. Let me know what y'all think, man.